I want to check in with Jack Cafferty first for the Cafferty File. Jack.
Voters are fed up with our lawmakers' inability to take action when it comes to reducing this country's $1.5 trillion federal deficit. As the Wall Street Journal reports, it's the voters who appear to be more willing to take drastic steps to do something about the nation's mounting red ink. The newspaper talked to voters in Virginia, a swing state, who say they're willing to make the tough cuts, from a national sales tax to budget cuts to higher Medicare co-pays and deductibles. The voters get it, even if the federal government doesn't. And Washington really doesn't get it. Our leaders worry about being attacked in an election year if they even suggest spending cuts or tax increases. The American people just want their leaders to lead on this issue. Too much to ask? That's why they were elected, remember? One independent voter in Richmond, Virginia, told the Journal, quote here, "I wish the politicians would be hard asses and be like, you know what? It's going to be horrible for the next few years, but you've got to shut up," unquote. Wouldn't that be refreshing? Meanwhile, we await the results of President Obama's bipartisan deficit reduction commission, which are conveniently scheduled for release after the November election. And when the recommendations finally do come, most, if not all of them, will have to be approved by Congress, which will likely render the entire exercise meaningless. Some are suggesting a popular uprising is perhaps the only way to get this country back on track. There's a piece on Infowars.com suggesting without a revolution, Americans are history. Here's the question then. If voters want the deficits addressed, why does Washington continue to ignore them? Go to CNN.com/Cafferty File and post a comment on my blog.
Jack Cafferty, thanks very much.
It's not about justice, it's not about agenda, it's not about mobilizing people, it's about dialing for corporate dollars. These two parties have sold the U.S. government and the American people to the highest bidders.